private labeled. It's hilarious. And ours is $10 less. So a lot of our stuff's private label. Whatever the best is, we private label and discount it. A lot of our stuff's proprietary and original. But it's all at InfoWarsStore.com. But I will end the special on Secret 12 and Rainforest this Sunday. It's got to end because more is coming into the middle of December. And at current rates, we'll sell out by November if we sell at the sales price. So InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. Now, again, I didn't know we'd get off into this whole occult situation, but that's really the root of it, and the elite are obsessed with it because they're psychopathic, or at least sociopathic, and they have given themselves over to the programming. So you and I look at it, looks like a bunch of gibberish because we're dialed into the whole universe. So I wouldn't say it's a good thing that a lot of folks are susceptible to the programming, but we have to learn what these symbols are, what their antecedents are, to then see them and understand the larger attack that's taking place. And there's not just evil in the universe. Most of these symbols were ours, given by our Creator. We're made the image of, by the way. That's a big deal. That's a little clue right there. These are symbols like the star, the pentacle, that's given to us. So it doesn't mean it's even evil. It's been expropriated, and then the system has hijacked it as a counterfeiter. Like the Bible says that the devil's a counterfeiter. So get Clyde Lewis's take on that into the next hour and take your calls. We'll give the number out in a moment. But first, here's a clip from the Good Shepherd.
Nights of eulogy. Now, what I'm about to read is actually in a movie called The Good Shepherd, just like the elder was going into. And the ceremony they do, as you can see here in the scene, they're wrestling butt naked in mud. Okay? They're wrestling butt naked in mud while other members in this group, they start pissing on them and laughing. Okay? And you see here in this scene, Matt Damon gets upset and he walks out because he just got humiliated. Now, one might watch this movie and think it's part of the movie. It's, it's not something that they really do. It's just an act or whatever. But that's further from...
And that's an internet clip we got with someone's commentary. But the point is you can find the clip out there without that if you want. But the reason I play that is it's all about humiliation at that level, submitting, telling them all your hopes, all your dreams, and then later you try to clear yourself out so you can be possessed in a coffin, after 10 guys have, done a gangbang on you. And then after they've done that, then you're on to the next level. Clyde Lewis, why do you think this is going on? Again, why is there this obsession with this?
Well, there's power in sex magic, and some of the groups that, are well-known, like the OTO and other groups, of course they practice sex magic. There's a lot of power in the orgasm. There's a lot of power in bringing that forward. In fact, if you want a sigil to be energized, usually people who are magicians or wizards or whomever, they'll tell you that the best way to power up a sigil or a symbol is to either do so through sexual intercourse or sodomy or even masturbation. So they know that the power of sex is very is appropriate for these sigils. And I know it's kind of uncomfortable to talk about this, but this is what goes on. I mean, you've seen movies like Eyes Wide Shut. You've seen, like I say, the robbing of virtue, young people, young women, young men becoming sexual objects. We know the Franklin scandal. We know of, the situation with those boys who were harmed. We know the stories of boys that are brought to the Bohemian Grove for this type of thing. I mean, trafficking and pedophilia, all of this is a part of it, and it's beyond the Pizzagate. It's beyond that. It's all of that. But we become specific, and that's where the media has their heydays, because you become specific in one area, and they say, well, it's not happening here. But what they exclude is it's happening in a lot of places, and we see a lot of it being revealed and hinted at. But we never seem to find ourselves in a situation where we can nab the offenders, because the offenders are high-powered, highly paid individuals. And so,
Creditors in Commerce Classroom Session, Hereinafter Session, is the private exchange of ideas and concepts between the providers and the recipients. The content is not meant as legal advice. The use or attempted use of any idea or procedure discussed in this session as applied to the recipient's own personal transactions cases or controversy, or applied to other cases, may or may not result in a favorable outcome or the same outcome as discussed in this session. Each transition or transaction, case or controversy, may be different as a result of unique actions or unique statements made by the parties therein, and each different act or statement in any transaction affects or may affect whether any procedure or idea discussed in this session is relevant to your transaction or that the outcome thereof will be depicted as in this session. The discussion of ideas or procedures in this session is not exhaustive of the subject being discussed. Many ideas and concepts that can affect the outcome of any legal or commercial procedure are not discussed in this session, and the fact that you may not be aware of these issues may have an adverse effect on the outcome of your procedure. It is the responsibility of each party to understand his own transactions and to apply the appropriate and complete concepts necessary for a procedural and substantive remedy thereto. This session may be redistributed privately by any recipient to another recipient requesting them, conditioned upon the fact that this notice is provided therewith. If you have any questions, you may contact Brandon by email at harmony@creditorsincommerce.com or by telephone at 702-866-9077.
Alrighty.
All right. For those that are tuning in, yes, I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. And for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, this is trustee training. This is civics class. This is WTDTA Radio. You're with your host, Bezel Bay. And today's date is October 5th, 2018. Time is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I would like to bring to fruition is perception of what you're going to be dealing with or what you are dealing with in the aspect of being an effective trustee in commerce. A lot of things that are being done in commerce is affected by your perception of what you're doing commercially. You have been operating in trust for so long, yet not knowing that the very thing that you're wrestling against is the lack of knowledge of what is actually transpired from the beginning up until now. The information is designed to free the mind, to open the mind, to allow you to make educated, calculated decisions pertaining to your wealth and your allodial estate. I'm speaking not only to those that are indigenous, but I'm speaking to all that are participating in trust. This information is designed to tell you what to think. It is only designed to cause you to think about your activities in the commercial realm and how they are governed under trusteeship. Here's the disclaimer, just like Brandon has just alluded to. In this broadcast, we do not profess to give legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. We do not profess to give tax advice. We acknowledge the fact that there are entities that have that level of information that all may endeavor and indulge in with those professionals who profess to give such information. But here in WTDTA Radio, we are here to give you educational information in order for you to apply correct information correctly. Now, the title of this segment is actually entitled Creditors Control. And what I want you to do is I want you to listen very intently to how creditors control. Trustees, I will give you a word of warning. It is imperative that you understand your role in the commercial environment. Because if you are not effectively acting under your own fruition and trust, you are inadvertently participating in another institution's perception of trust. A decision has already been made. And with that, I will ask that you all keep an open mind and listen, because if you listen long enough, you will learn something.
Just an announcement, we have March 19th classroom session. I'm not going to be able to be here. I'm going to be on the other side of the country learning to help you guys out some more. So the March 19th I won't be able to make, and so we're going to push the two remaining sessions, session 11 and session 12, up by a week.
Is there a class we should be going to with them?
We could talk about it. If you feel like you'd be interested in it, maybe it'd be something to attend.
Explore.
Yeah, something to explore. And for another announcement, for those on the audio or on the downloads who may be attending or looking to attend the second session of the monthly classroom session in Humboldt, that's also been changed from the 21st and 22nd of March to the 28th and 29th of March. Okay. Anyone have anything to share about how being a creditor has radically transformed your life and everything that you do? Or maybe in just one circumstance or situation? Anyone? Anyone on the phone have anything to share?
Hi, this is David.
Hey, David.
Hello. My first time on the call, or second time on the call, but first time to ask anything or make a statement. I've always thought of myself as a creditor. I have really never owed anybody any money ever in my life, and I had a travel trailer I bought that I was going to fix up, an old Airstream, and put it in some RV parking storage. And it's been there for about 3 years, and I got behind in payments quite a bit, and had sent a lump sum last year about this time of $500. Anyway, she called the other day, and I saw the number come up on the phone, and a part of me just was like, I really don't want to talk to her right now. And then I said, no, Dave, you don't shirk your responsibilities. You're a creditor. So I picked up the phone. She said hi and said, Dave, what are we going to do with this? And I just said, you know what? I'm sending you the title and the keys to it right now. And because she was good to work with, and I did it, and I just felt like a big weight had been let off my shoulders, because I really never borrowed any money or owed anybody money to anyone except for these people, and it was not a good feeling. So from what I've been listening to with your calls and, Mike Smith, I just like, you know what, Dave, you just be a good creditor, and it was a great feeling.
Nice. Thank you. Anyone else? No. Alrighty. For those of you on the phone, to avoid any background noise, you can mute by hitting *6 so that we don't catch your dogs, TV, and kids in the background. And then when you want to ask a question, just hit *6 and it'll unmute you. Oh, look at that. We have a dog walk in.
Right on cue, huh?
His name. He's a hired dog.
Be a creditor.
Yeah. Alrighty. I got a question. Why is it you think banks loan money?
Because they wanted to hit him more.
Because they want more, because the profit in it. Nope and nope. Reason banks loan money If you are in debt to me, and I am the creditor and you are the debtor, who controls that relationship?